trying to help a spot market company grow in this market is extremely challenging. And trying to help people keep their businesses afloat, that's been challenging as well. And my message to people is if you see an opportunity that could help your business, or if you see an opportunity that you normally would not get, take it, because it ain't going to be there tomorrow. So we still have some people making some money here. It is possible, but it's taken a lot of work and dedication to get it done. I often think about how I'd be running if I was still running. And I know I keep threatening to be back in the truck, but I've also acquired 2 new clients. So people are still needing some help. People are still, working at it. And you can either run from the problem or you can, you know, go to it head on and see what you can do. So as long as you're efficient, can manage your costs and have a plan in place, you're good to go. Do we have some tough times ahead of us, regardless of what platform you're driving, spot or company or whatever? Yes, we do. And that's something that you need to kind of have in the back of your mind. It might have been in the back of your mind, but you need to actually start executing some plans or some fail safes, or what are you going to do if? What are you going to do when? What are you going to do if this happens? What are you going to do when this happens? That kind of thing. And if you do that, then you'll get through this down market like any other down market. So, that might mean going company for a minute. That might mean shutting down your authority for a minute. That might mean getting rid of that truck that's costing you way too much money. So, could be anything. It could be just knowing your numbers. A lot of people still don't know their true numbers. And I think part of that is fear. And I want to talk about the term "I don't understand." Okay? In quotation marks. I don't understand. And I hear this a lot. Like, I don't understand why someone would want to do that. Or I don't understand why someone would want to buy a $220,000 truck. And so when you use the term "I don't understand," well, that should bring you to the next logical step. So, for example, I don't understand why it's tough getting out of Florida at a good rate. And we can sit there and blame people for taking cheap rate. We can sit there and blame this. We can sit there even blame it on supply and demand or whatever. But the reality is as soon as you know the root cause of why, once you understand why, then you can make your next steps and manipulate the situation to what you need it to do. Okay, I'm just going to live with the fact that we can't get more than, X amount out of Florida. How do I deal with that? And then a lot of times people like I know a guy that was an accountant, told us how he loved watching Jeffrey Like and DIY and me. And then he called me up one day, asked him why he was struggling. I said, "Well, what's your numbers?" He didn't know. He was an accountant and didn't know. Now, it's easy for me to go, "Well, I don't understand why he wasn't keeping track of his numbers." So when a person sits there and says, I haven't been keeping track of my numbers, and I want to understand why. It could be anxiety, it could be fear, it could be laziness, it could be you don't think it's important. I had one person tell me that it stresses him out. to do their numbers. It would stress me out to not do my numbers. Right? And so, like Mark Manson says, you have to pick your suffering. We're all suffering. We're all going to suffer in one way or another. You have to choose your suffering. And you almost like there comes a point where you almost become addicted to tracking your numbers. And if you can enjoy that, then you eliminate that problem. But a lot of people have trouble doing their numbers because either they don't know how, or they have anxiety. It causes them anxiety because if they truly did their numbers, they know that they're slowly going out of business, or they know that they shouldn't have bought that boat last year, or that RV, or that brand new car, when rates are really good, or buying that W9 when fuel, not knowing that fuel was going to go up, to $6 a gallon. These are the anxieties that keep people from doing their numbers. And so the business health assessment tool that Pigtail is putting together, a lot of people, carriers included, aren't going to want that information out because they're going to refuse the information. And then the other, I don't understand, well, that person lives in their truck. They don't have any bills at home. I don't understand why they went out of business. Well, then you find out, hey, what could have you have done better? What could have you have done different? Why are you only one breakdown away from going out of business, even though you don't have huge expenses at home? It might be a money management issue. It might be a gambling problem. It might be not a very efficient runner. You're sitting for 3 or 4 days, between loads because you can't pull the trigger on anything. So the term "I don't understand" should bring you to your next question. If a driver or somebody comes up to me and goes, "Steve, I don't understand why I'm not making it." Well, what are your numbers? Well, I don't track my numbers. Okay, well, instead of me just, well, I don't understand why you don't, I go, okay, well, let's try to understand why you're not. Well, I'm afraid of knowing the truth. Yeah, but eventually the truth will set you free. You may not be as bad off as you think, and you've been avoiding doing your numbers this whole time, not realizing that you're really not that bad off. And I think that deep down inside, okay, so like someone might go, I don't understand why you don't want to be an owner operator, or why you would want to be an owner operator. Well, what makes a person say that? Like if someone comes up, hey Steve, I want to be an owner operator. Instead of going, I don't understand why you would, I go, well, let me understand. Why do you want to become an owner operator? Why do you want to be a business owner? What are your goals? Is it about money? Is it about freedom? Well, if it's about freedom, a $5,000 a month truck note is not freedom. Is it about controlling how and who you do business with? Okay, that's cool. Do you have the skill set to apply that? Like, are you willing to make the sales calls? Are you willing to go anytime, anywhere, and develop relationships with brokers if that's who you're going to choose to work with, and make sure that you stay running? Are you willing to put in the work to eliminate your costs as much as possible so you can run with a little bit more flexibility, with a little bit more profitability than, say, the person next to you? These are all things that should be going through your head. So whenever someone does the blanket, I don't understand why, and just kind of leaves it at that, you need to understand why. You need to understand why for yourself. I don't understand why I can't get off the couch and and not watch TikTok. Okay, well, obviously there's some anxiety there. There's some depression there. TikTok's got a hold of you. So what's causing that? What's causing you to not be able to put your phone out of your hand for 5, 10, 20 minutes? And so what happens is, so this is why I recommend any kind of fast where you go 30 days without something, go 30 days without TikTok, go 30 days without Facebook, go 30 days without beer, go 30 days without coffee. And so you can see how things have a hold on you. And so maybe you're having trouble running your numbers because you don't have time. But yet, when you realize that you've spent 2 hours on TikTok watching stupid crap, or maybe you're watching these business videos, these business TikToks that make you go, wow, I feel better about myself because I'm watching this, but then you never act on it. Now you can figure out the root of why you're not acting on it or why you can't put the phone down. Wow, I didn't realize how impulsive it is to want to put the phone in my hand if I'm going without Facebook or Instagram or TikTok for a month. You really see it's kind of like, I mean, we all know that cigarettes are addictive. We all know that alcohol can be addictive. We all know that caffeine can be addictive. But there are addictions that you have that you don't realize you have. And so when you go pick something, go without it for 30 days. Pick one thing. And then you'll really start to see, wow, I have 5 hours extra this week. Hey, that's just enough time to get on the computer, get on the truck and office, get on the spreadsheet, get out the pen and paper and put some math together to figure out why this market kind of sucks for me. It's all but we're easily distracted. We'd rather, I had anxiety. I didn't want to do my numbers. I didn't want to take the time to um, do what needed to be done. It was just easier for me to grab some Popeye's chicken and watch Netflix and go out in a food coma, wake up the next day, drop and hook an orange trailer and go. It was just easier. But why was it? What was I fighting? I was fighting anxiety. I was addicted to the food and I didn't handle stress well. It wasn't until my weight loss that some clarity came in. I'm like, wow, I'm kind of an ass. I need to change a few things up. So that's my life lesson for the morning. Let's go over to the comments, shall we? Hey, this is Snorelord. Thanks for watching this clip from one of my live feeds. If you don't mind, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and we try to go live and we try to do some recorded videos. And hit the thumbs up, and it helps the algorithms. It helps the YouTube, Google gods. So thanks for watching.